Who is King Sean is live.
YouTube, what's up? It's Who is King Sean, and we're back again with another banger. Today, we're going to be talking about this card right here. The Capital One credit cards. Things that have been going on, issues that have been happening, people to getting their credit cards closed, accounts being closed worldwide. This is becoming a big issue. Now, this card was the first card that I received when I was rebuilding my credit a little over 10 years ago. And when I got approved, I didn't get approved with a high limit. And I will have to say, it's been over 10 years, in 2026, they're still not giving out high limits, which is really crazy. I don't know what's going on with Capital One. They got a lot of changes. They got a lot going on. But I want to get straight to the issue. Why is people getting their credit cards closed? They're waking up, they're getting emails. They're realizing they don't have a credit card no more to use, even if it's $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, because we know Capital One is not giving out $25,000, $30,000, $35,000 limits, right? Let's get to the point of why they're shutting it down, right? The first thing is that we know Capital One bought out Discover. So when you had your Discover credit card and you had on auto payment every month, because you don't want to get any kind of late payment, you don't want to wake up and your credit score is decreased 50 to 150 points because you got a late payment, right? So I'm going to let you know now, everything at that point when they bought out Discover, everybody accounts was going to be moved over to Capital One. All your settings, auto payment, things like that, your notification, every time your card is going to be used, everything was supposed to be the same. But Capital One didn't do that, even though they said they was going to do that. That's not what happened. So what happened is now that they merged, right? Capital One bought them out, and people are looking at the Capital One accounts. They're thinking everything that they had set up on the Discover is the same thing that's going on in Capital One, and it's not. So now that you living everyday life, you're paying your bills, month, 2 months might go by. You might not even use that card because you might have other cards that you might be using, right? So at that point, you realize you got a late payment. Why do you have a late payment? It makes no sense. Why? Because you on Discover, you had auto payment and everything was supposed to be transferred to Capital One, and the same thing was supposed to be set up the same way. No different. You shouldn't have to go over and then change your setting. It was automatically, the agreement was everything was going to be switched over and all the settings are going to be the same. So people are getting these late payments and people's getting their credit cards shut down. You need to go on their Capital One cards if you recently was a part of Discover and go through your settings to make sure everything, auto payment, everything's on, because people are getting late payments left to right. That's the first issue that's going on, right? The second issue that's going on now, let's just say, I'm just going to throw a number out there. Let's just say you got a $5,000 limit, right? Now you're using it, and let's say in 30 days, you max that card out, right? You repay it, and then you start using that card again. They're going to look at you like you're doing some kind of fraud, AKA manufacturing spending. I did a video on this 4 to 5 years ago. People was doing this a lot back then, right? So with Capital One, because of what was going on in the world back in, 2019, 20, what was going on in the world. I don't want to say that word because then they'll slow down my views on my video. But at that time, a lot of people was doing a lot of manufacturer spending. So when the world got back to normal, Capital One wanted to tighten up things they was doing. So what they did was, again, if you have a card with a limit and you spend it, max it out, pay it back, and then you spend it again, all within 30 days, red flag coming up, they're shutting your account down. So again, just want you to bear with things like that happen. So if you using your card, paying it back, using your card, paying it back, all this in a month is gonna be a red flag, and then they're gonna shut your card down. So, it's kind of small, picky things, but Capital One, again, got a lot of changes with them. I'm not a big fan of Capital One, but they are the card that gave me the chance to start rebuilding my credit. And I had it, again, over 10 years. And I personally have no issue with it. But when it comes to credit card increase, that absolutely became an issue with me. In 10 years, I probably only got 2 increases, which is outrageous. I started off I think probably with a $500 limit, then it went up to $2,000. I'm only at like a $3,500 limit over 10 years. And you all know I keep over 800 credit score for the past 2 to 3 years. So again, Capital One got to do a lot of changes. They got a lot going on, but this is becoming a big issue. So again, if you have that limit and you maxing out that card and you're paying it back and then you're using it again, they're going to red flag you and they're going to close your account. So please try not to do that. Just keep that in mind because, again, Capital One is very picky. Again, for all those that had a Discover card, go back on all your settings, go over everything and make sure everything is the same. Again, man, I want to bring this information to you. Like, comment, subscribe. But for now, I'm up out of here. Peace.